Okay, let's look at concrete walls. All right, now for our main, excuse me, the video there. Okay, for the main walls that go around the house, according to this detail, we've got 7 foot 10 inch of wall height. Okay, and that's for the main house, the main wall around the house. So the wall height here, 7 foot 10 inch, and it is an 8 inch thick wall. Now, for length, you can do the takeoff all over again. Okay, going center of wall to center of intersection, center of intersection. However, back when you did your footing, if you did all of these takeoffs the same way for your length, center of intersection to center of intersection, and you kept the main house separate from these out here, which you would have to because these are a different height. The walls are a different height on these out here over the unexcavated area. So that's why I did all of the footing for the main house first and got a total for it. Because when we bring the concrete trucks out there to pour the concrete, they're going to pour all of them first. And then they'll do the walls for the main house first. These other footings and short walls and grade beams will come later because they have to backfill some dirt and put some gravel and drain tiles and things like that in. So you can take your length, the footing length that we did on our main house footing, and we can bring that in right here. And we can say main house footing length. And I don't know what it is, I haven't measured it yet, but I'm just going to say 120 feet. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but that's just my guess right now. Okay, 120 feet. All right, so for the wall area, I want one side of the wall. All right, so that's going to be 120 feet times 7 foot 10 inches, which gives me 940 square feet. That's one side of the wall. Formwork is going to be 2 sides, so I have to multiply that times 2. Gives me 1880 square feet. Now my reason for having these separate is that you may have a situation where you have additional formwork for something. Or you may be pouring a wall that only has formwork on one side. It's unusual, but it's not unheard of. Okay, all right, now then for our concrete volume, once again, it's going to be the length of the wall, 120 feet, times the height, times the thickness, which gives me 626.67 cubic feet. Would be 23.21 cubic yards, right? Let me double check that. It did square yards. .21. Okay, so that's the amount for the walls on the main house. Out here on the unexcavated ones, we're going to assume, I think it was 2'6" minimum. We're going to assume 2'6". But you got to remember that 2'6" height is from the end of the footing. The grade beam is what goes on out the rest of the way, and it has another 8 inches. Okay. I'm looking at my notes here to make sure there's anything else. Okay, so by the same token, when I did my footing takeoff, I can use that same length of footing for that terrace, for this terrace, and for the garage, with the exception of this little deal out here. That kind of gets a little weird. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry, let me zoom the video out. I keep forgetting. Okay, so like I was saying, the length for the footings out here on the terrace, both terraces, and the garage, with the exception of the little pedestal column thing out here, those can all be, you can take that length of footing and bring it over to your wall worksheet and do it at 2 foot 6 inches tall. Then you have your grade beams, which would be formed and poured at the same time that they're doing the walls. Just we're calling it a grade beam because it's not sitting on top of a footing right here. So we know they're 4 foot long, each of them. So we could just come down, I'll make me another row right here, grade beams, and we know they're 4 feet long. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 6 each. And they were 3 foot 2 inches and still 8 inches thick. Okay, so they're a little bit taller than the ones before. And so now you would do your calculations just like before to get your wall area, one side's formwork, which is both sides, and a concrete volume. Okay, and since we want them as a separate line in our estimate, but in actuality, they're going to be poured at the same time that the regular foundation wall is poured. Okay, so that's how we would deal with the grade beams.